Alright, hello and welcome. My name is Andrew and welcome to Remoto. Today it's just going to be an introduction onto what this channel is going to be about, and mostly it's going to be about this bike here. My Interceptor, it's 2021, 650. Yeah, it's a great bike. Here you can see it's got a Tech 2-into-1 stinger and YSS suspension and a few other little bits and pieces. Other than that, it's mostly a stock bike. But no point standing here and looking at it. We'll get on and we'll head up here. As you can see, weather in Taranaki this weekend is proving just to be a little bit shit. But you know what? Just gotta do it sometimes. Just gotta do it. So let's get on the bike and let's go. These roads are real slippery at the moment. Alright, so we're now on the road and we're going to head up towards Pokiiti. It's a little bit slippery road, but we'll see how it works. What have I done to this bike? Okay, so I bought this bike completely bone stock with 1,000 kilometers on it. I was the second owner from a follower in Christchurch in New Zealand here for a good price. So I bought this bike just to go over 1,000 kilometers on the clock, and then since then I have put close to 4,500 k's on it. It's up to 5,006. So. And in that time, I've done long trips, short trips, commuting, and this bike has just been a really good bike. I've learned a lot through this bike, and I've actually just really enjoyed modifying it and just getting out and riding. This road that we're coming up to is very narrow, and there's a lot of moss on the road. It doesn't make it a lot of fun in these type of conditions. But we'll go to prove the fact of the first modification. So the first modification I did to this bike was take the seat tyres off. I don't think they're really designed for the New Zealand road conditions here. They weren't that very confidence inspiring, so I went with the Bridgestone Battle Axe BT46 tyres, which a lot of people do. I went up a tyre size, so I went up to a 150 rear and a 110 on the front. A lot of people said, oh, you can't put a 150 on the rear, it will scrub. I can confirm that the 150 tyre does not rub on anything, and it has been an absolute marvellous change. Other than that, the next modification I did was an air cleaner. So I kind of did everything in stages really. So the next was an air cleaner, and that just transformed the bike. The bike used to sound a little bit like a sewing machine, but after that air cleaner it really just brought the bike alive a little bit and really just made me excited for future modifications. The air cleaner was great, I enjoyed the sound, the induction noise. Moving on from that, the bike then got a Tech 2-into-1 Stinger exhaust, which also just absolutely transformed the bike. I dropped probably about 20 kilos off the bike in weight, put the Tech 2-into-1 Stinger, which sounds absolutely amazing. There are a few drawbacks about this exhaust and a few positives. I'll kind of get into those in another video. I'll do a separate video on each modification. Today just go over it briefly. So other modifications on this bike. I've got the leather hand grips. I'm still really on the fence about the hand grips. I'm like, honestly, yeah, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know if I like the feel. So I'll come back to you on that one. And probably the biggest modification to this bike that's absolutely transformed this is the YSS suspension. I've put a YSS front fork kit in it, and as well as a rear piggyback shocks. And honestly, that was the best money ever spent on this bike, other than tyres. YSS suspension, it's turned this bike from a great bike that I enjoy into an absolutely marvellous bike. It really transformed the bike. The bike used to have real bad, it was, I call it vague in the corners, real vague with the suspension around bumps. It just wasn't really designed for New Zealand road. Well, that's what I think anyway, and I'm not too heavy of a guy. I weigh 85 kilos, so I'm kind of probably in the mid bracket. But yeah, I just decided to bite the bullet and do it, and I got it installed by Kiwi Suspension Solutions. So yeah, suspension, it's really firmed up the bike a lot. The bike is now a lot more responsive. So the suspension's been a really good upgrade. It's really firmed up the bike a lot, which a lot of people might not like. It's now real responsive. It's actually quite harsh in some situations going over bumps, but I kind of have tuned it to be a little bit more harsh to kind of react with my riding style, which is probably a little bit more aggressive than what this bike was designed for. I probably push this bike past its limits of what it should be, but I enjoy it, and it's been the best money ever spent. So when I first got the suspension, I jumped on the bike, went to go take a corner and almost binned it, because I didn't expect the suspension to have that much of a difference on a bike's handling, and it honestly just snaps way easier into corners now, lays over so much quicker. I don't know how suspension does that, but it's given me a lot more confidence in the bike. I used to have very limited confidence in the bike, but now I have quite a lot of confidence in it, where I can kind of trust the bike's going to do what I want it to do, where before I couldn't. So I'd say the suspension's well worth it, but we'll go into that in more detail later.
So that's going to wrap up the video for today. So if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. There will be more coming. So in the future episodes, we're going to cover kind of modification in a bit more detail, get out and do some riding. But the question is, if you want to see the full ride of this with no voiceover, then please comment down below, because I will upload that if you really want it. So thanks again for tuning in, and we'll catch you again another time. Thank you.